We here.
We here.
When angels cry, baby, we here.
My boy, what's good? How you feeling?
I'm good, man.
You here, huh?
Yeah, album finally about to be out. Dig. This Friday. I don't know when we gonna drop this, but May 9th, the album is out. Lil Rich, FrankHaveMercy. You dig?
It might be new to everybody, but I feel like for us it's been a little bit of a long time coming, no?
Yeah, I done had it on repeat for a few years, to be honest. Other than the new tracks, of course, but
Right.
yeah, man. I guess I'll start, man. I'm FrankHaveMercy. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, born and raised. Lived in South Carolina for a little bit of high school, but mostly from North Carolina. And went to the Army after that, shortly after that. I was in for about 4 years, went to Afghanistan for a little bit, did a tour. After that, I got out, moved out to LA, and that's where the creative journey started. 2016, I started doing photography, direction, design, which ultimately led me into doing music. So that's my little, like, just short. If y'all don't know who I am, you know what I'm saying. That's a little short biography on FrankHaveMercy.
All right. Well, I mean, shit, where do I start, bro? I feel like my journey is so vast, but to the public eye, it's just like, people gonna say, industry plan or overnight celeb, whatever it may be when shit go. But I mean, I was born in. First off, I'm Lil Rich. I was born in Harlem, New York. I was raised there as a kid and then moved to Lowell, Massachusetts, which is like just north of Boston, and really just grew up from there and honed my craft there, man. And just that was really my upbringing. It was just East Coast as it gets, real blue collar, no glamour or glitz, very lower middle class type vibes. I didn't start getting into music, making it, until I was like 13, 14. Me and my cousin had just discovered this like program. At the time, it was just like we had to record everything in one take.
Yeah, can't mess up.
You couldn't mess up, so it was like a little like Windows Media Recorder, and that's kind of how we got going. And then over time, I just really just dove right in and just really locked in and just started making records. Somebody I had hooped with, they gave me this program. It's called like Cool Edit Pro.
Yep.
It was some super cheap janky shit, but I just explored it, and then that led me to going to engineering school and eventually get my own studio, coming out here around like 2018. And that same time I was producing engineering, and then, one thing led to another, and like fast forward, like here we are.
Yeah, it's crazy. As a kid, I was like high school, middle school, high school, we was freestyling just straight on the MacBook, just like on GarageBand or just on the joint where you could just record the video. And same shit, you had to do that joint in one take because we didn't know how to engineer none of that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I relate to that.
I feel like that like made us better in a sense.
100%. More creative.
More creative. Yep.
Lock in, learn your lines. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Because like if we was like one punch one line, everything, it'd be way different.
Yeah, it would be way different, bro.
I mean, shit, man. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm over here with the slate. You know what I'm saying?
As you should.
Had to come correct. I'm sure that people want to know, how did we link?
Shout out to David Weeks, man.
David Weeks.
He hit me up one day. He was like, yo, I'm directing this video for my boy Lil Rich. Dope nigga.
His debut, mind you.
Yeah, his first time directing a music video. He like, y'all just pull up. It's in the hills. They're having a little party. So me and B, I'm like, fuck it, nigga. We're gonna pull up. Pulled up, met you, vibed out for a little bit. I think I was in the background of a couple scenes, like for a little bit. Or maybe not even. But I pulled up for a bit. And the music was tight. We was gonna link, followed each other on Instagram, and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of up from there, right?
Yeah, first time we linked, we made 4 a.m.
Right, that was the first studio session,
EP.
right?
Yep.
That's crazy, bro. And to think that was in the peak pandemic for real.
Yeah, for sure. Shit was still shut down.
OD shut down. We was still making shit shake.
Yeah, man, that was just a crazy time, honestly.
I think about like even the records that like we didn't end up using, but I still, and when all my shit got stolen in the pandemic, my hard drives, I lost a lot of it, but I still got some of the bounces. I go back to them and I'm like, bro, it's just crazy to hear how it was when we started making music to now.
That's crazy. I haven't heard them records, so I gotta listen to them.
Bro, they're hard. Like, I feel like we can go back.
I don't have access to them and just like mess with it a little bit.
Yeah, or even recreate some of it, because like to me, there's always magic in like just like those first link up. We can't recreate that. 100%, you know what I'm saying,
bro.
So I feel like we got to revisit those. But yeah, bro, when we link, it was just, I feel like when you link somebody and you could just tell off top what the energy is like.
Yeah, 100%. We just click creatively.
Right.
And just personality wise, I feel like we got the same humor and we both understand each other, where each other from. I'm from the Southeast, but it is the East Coast, and we got similar morals and values and all those things. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dog.
So I guess the next thing we could talk about for real is like, I guess the process really, and like kind of the timeline. I know we kind of already touched on it of When Angels Cry.
Yep.
I guess I'll go and talk about that. But it was just super organic, bro. We didn't really rush nothing. We took our time. We like, bro. I guess you could technically say this shit was like 5 years in the making, right?
Yeah, for sure. 2020 pandemic, we started cooking up just random tracks. I remember specifically I wanted to sample this Pastor Troy joint, like you know what I'm saying? You remember when we made that joint? I think we was just in the bag. We was just like, bro, we need to recreate songs that we was like growing up listening to, or that our older cousins, or that our older cousins or family members were listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just bring that nostalgia back. And I feel like that just triggered like a good like inspiration in us to, explore and do other things. It was like the genesis of some of those songs.
Right. And it's crazy because that joint didn't make the project, but it sparked the whole shit. The whole project, you know what I'm saying? So we damn near really had to make that joint.
Yeah, 100%. And we started out, we was just in my living room making stuff, like kind of how we got the setup right now, which is why I like doing stuff like this. It's just, run and gun and just plug in and let's see your talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's a blessing like that we are just capable to just do it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to hire a production crew or go get engineers, go find producers and all these different things. We already had that in our bag.
Yeah,
so
100%.
We could just,
which is cool because I tell you this all the time, but I feel like a label, it would have been a dream for them to put like two artists like us together, just because I do like my visual background and things like that, and we can make our own content, and then bro, you can mix and master your own records, you produce your own records, you know how to make the vocals sound good, you know how to make them drums hit. So and then we both like incredible songwriters where we could take like an idea and really flesh it out and make a song. And then not only that, like we can actually have fun and make fun tracks. Right. We can make like deep tracks, we can make R&B tracks, we can make melodic shit, we can get lyrical. It's just kind of nonstop, honestly, bro. Like, I mean, we could have made 100 songs, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we can make a project every month if we really wanted to.
Bro, 1000%. We really just took our time completely with this. And I remember you telling me like, bro, we don't gotta rush nothing. Cause me, I'd be ready to like, the fact that we could make all our own shit, be having my hand hot, like, bro, we gotta drop. So
I feel that. I mean, I agree with that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know as well as I do, just being in this industry for so long, bro, like, man, like, everybody got their time, and it's never really a rush, bro, especially if you're talented. Like, it ain't no real clock if you ain't on the label.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could be no better time than now. I know we plan to drop this joint probably like a year ago in the fall. We wanted it to be a fall project, but I don't know, man. I feel like people will appreciate the music, and so far it's been good reactions on Mojave Ghost and everything else that we play for people. So, yeah.
Shit, man. Let me see. I guess we can kind of get into like some of the records and like kind of how we created them.
Yeah.
The inspo behind it. You want to go in order, or you want to do like favorites, or?
I'll start with my favorite track off the project. I feel like my favorite song is "Used to." That's the song I found myself listening to so much. And I remember when you sent me that joint. I'll find a text somewhere. I remember when you sent me that joint. I was just like, bro, you gotta let me be on this song. You know what I'm saying? That joint was too good, bro. That shit just sounded like, I don't know, but just like peak music. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciated them drums and the vocals, the way them vocals came in. And I was like, bro, I gotta be on. And I remember pulling up on you like a couple days later in your crib. You know, had to return the favor, came to your crib, did the joint in your living room, and ever since then I've been playing that shit on repeat. So, "Used to," which is the second track on the project, y'all gonna love it. Amazing track, man. Amazing track. It's blending genres. It's blending melodic stuff with lyrical content. It has a story to it, and it just feels good.
Yeah, bro. It's weird. I feel like recently I realized like, yo, a lot of the music that come out of me is like really all subconscious.
Right.
Like sometimes it's like real thought driven and planned and predetermined. Like, okay, I got an idea. I want to do this, this, and that. But even like the lyrics, some of the things that I say, I know some of the things you say, even the production decisions are all like subconscious. And that's, to me, that's what makes like the music super special. Because I feel like we create from a super authentic place with that.
I mean,
you
that's
know?
the beautiful thing about music. I started making music way later than you did. But I remember making my first couple tracks where I didn't have to write everything down. And I thought that was super special, bro, because I was just pulling from a place that was like way bigger than me, way beyond me. And it's a place that you can never really pull from the same every time. So
Right.
you just get these small little like nuggets and magic moments where you like, what made me even say that or do that melody? You know what I'm saying? So
I think about that all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say, Used To's out of control. I don't even know if I could make something like that again.
Yeah, right.
But I would say my favorite is Everything, bro.
It's a great track.
Everything is so hard because like it's just, bruh. I mean, it's just so relatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's such a good constant listen. Like I feel like out of everything we got on there, that's something that people are gonna play constantly because
It's gonna live a long time.
yeah, you could live to it. Like I feel like you could walk to that. You could commute, going forward back to work from that.
Yeah.
Like you could really experience like real life shit through that. So that's why I mean, man, that would be my favorite for real.
Yeah, and it's, I feel like probably both of our strongest verses on the project.
Hell yeah.
To be honest, just because it's so honest and so direct, you know what I'm saying? It's so authentic. And I'm sure if we both went through, we could like trace moments in our life where we like, that's why I said that. This is why I said that.
Facts.
Yeah.
The fact that we did that, it's crazy how we picked like the biggest recording in studio space to do probably the most intimate record.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
for sure. Yeah, that is crazy to think about.
Yeah, because like you go into an expensive studio, you think like I gotta make a smash. You know what I'm saying? As far as like something that's gonna shake the room, or whatever it may be. But we like, nah, we gonna
be in there getting vulnerable.
Facts.
Shit is crazy.
It's crazy.
That's how it works though. And I feel like I'm appreciative for times like that too, because those things that we talk about in those songs and stuff aren't really things that we talk about in everyday life. So it's cool sometimes to just let that out and get that like outer body experience, and you can listen to your own self kind of talk. It's like therapeutic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I feel like I get my feelings out in my art better than I do in like just regular life or in my words.
100%.
You know?
I agree with that.
I don't want to gloss over, because we don't really have that many records anyway. Right. There's only like 7 of them. So 7. I'm like thinking, yeah, let's just talk about favorites, but we might as well talk about every one.
Right.
Because like it's like having like your kids, you know what I'm saying? Like every joint is a baby.
Can't pick a favorite.
For niggas, for real.
Unless you Deion Sanders. He be having them compete for the #1 kid spot.
Shador.
Right. For sure.
Nah, you know why Tinashe was probably the most fun record we did?
That was nice.
Because I remember we did that, what studios were we at?
That's at Interscope.
Interscope, yeah.
Big studio. And it's crazy, bro. That's the first like label studio I ever been in.
Really?
Actually with Mixed by Ali.
Okay.
I forget what record he was mixing when we went up in there, but I met them back in like 2018, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember walking to Interscope and being like, damn. Like, they had the pictures of all the Interscope artists and stuff.
They got that big ass Tupac mannequin in there.
Yeah, bro, the joint is insane, bro.
OD.
And just raiding that kitchen and eating hella cinnamon toast crunch and whatever else they got in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tinashe was special, bro. Like, and shout out to Jennifer Baltimore. She always hook us up with the studio over there and show love. But that was a special record for me because we were just really having fun in a studio with friends. You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of our homies in there, and that joint was really like a fun record to make.
Yeah.
And again, and nostalgic because we grew up, to that Krayshawn sample.
Yeah.
Just super fire the way you chopped that up, man. The beat was just so crazy, bro. I don't know. I'll never have another verse like that again. That was fun.
Yo, one of my favorite bars is on there in the whole tape. You said it's bad simple, but the shit about I ain't a clown, this ain't no circus.
Ain't no circus, shorty.
It's like it be the most simple shit for me that make me like be like bro, like I really feel that way. Like stop playing, bro. Like
she want bags, she want Birkins. Ain't no clown, this ain't no circus.
Like
I ain't gonna tripping. She was working, got the pussy.
it was perfect. Yeah, bro. Like it's really crazy. Like sometimes I really like. I sit back and just be grateful, like, bro, like, niggas is really nice and really just, like, bro, effortlessly, like, make great music, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I used to, funny enough, bro, like, when I first started doing music, I thought for sure I was going to be just, like, straight rapping all the time.
Really?
Yep. And then when I got in the booth for the first time and locked in with Saeed and Name, and just more melodic stuff started coming out, I discovered my singing voice, and which was cool because I grew up singing in the choir and stuff like that, but I just never knew how to hone that stuff because I just wasn't really like a musical. Like my music knowledge isn't as prevalent as like you or like people that study music and stuff. So, but I say that to say like I'm very grateful for times where we make records like Tinashe and you could bring that like rapper out of me and I'm like crazy verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like I don't like your music is I guess I could, because I played on pretty much all your music, and I would say majority of it, if you had to measure it, was like more melodic than rap.
Right.
But I don't want you to sleep on your rapping because you could rap. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that because I be feeling myself sometimes with the bars for sure.
Yeah, and it's like I always tell you off camera is like, bro, like don't sleep on the rap because like that's the cheat code. Like a lot of people can't do both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially well and in your own special way.
You want to know what I appreciate about rap, bro? Is what helps a great songwriter be a great songwriter. If you can't rap, it's like you're gonna have a hard time writing R&B records. Sure. That's why somebody like Jermaine Dupri was like so good at writing R&B, like when he had to make that switch because it's just saying the same stuff. When he wrote like Nice and Slow for Usher, like if you really listen to those verses, that joint really like a rap record.
OD.
OD. So it's like, I don't know. It helps me write melodic songs too. So I've been honing more, and I grew up loving rap too. Like I'm sure you grew up. Your dad was playing like Jay and Nas and all that stuff around the crib, and I still remember first time hearing like Illmatic and those albums as kids, and I was like, this shit hard.
OD, bro. OD. It like even now when I go back and play, like I was just playing. It was written recently. Speaking of Nas.
Yep.
And like I haven't played it in years, right? I go back and I rap everything word for word.
That's
and
the nostalgia, bro.
Yeah, and it just shows me like how dialed in I was to rapping at a young age.
And it's really like poetry too, bro, because it's like you can like recite it with no beat just in your head, like when you're doing something random. You know what I'm saying? Like one word can trigger make you go through a whole song in your head, which is crazy.
Facts. I'm gonna get into that too. I know we didn't really get into influences like that, but I think that'd be cool for the people to really know, cause like I think, cause we young people could sleep on like our palette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the art, people notice it because the visual and how we present things, it'll show. But like in the musicality of it all, I think what our advantage is, I told you this off camera too, is like the fact that our palette and our range of music taste is so vast.
Yeah, 100%.
That's really like a cheat code for us because we could just tap in and out of different things.
100%, bro. And You know, I always tell a lot of people, man, one of my like top inspirations is Sade, bro. The way she writes, the way she uses her voice, she don't like oversing things. And I study her music a lot, just like the arrangements and the musicality of it. But then, like we saying, like I grew up on like Jay-Z and Nas and stuff, hearing those records for the first time. I remember my stepdad had a Lexus, and that was like my first time being in like a luxury car. And I just remember like how that Black album sounded like coming through those speakers, and I was like, damn, bro, this shit just sounded like money. It just sounded like I was supposed to be on leather seats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same way when I first heard Outkast, you know, my cousins had like the old school caddies on rims and shit, and that hearing that trunk rattle, like stuff like that just still inspired me so much, bro.
Bro, everything. My same here, like my style, fashion, just the way I carry myself. My pops told me that my first words as a baby was new shit.
That's crazy.
And that's because he would play the DJ Clue tapes to death.
Yeah.
So like blasting music whether I was asleep or awake.
Yep.
So then I just started as a baby, I just go new shit, new shit, new shit.
That's crazy, bro.
So like looking back, it's
Nigga
insane.
was bad as hell.
Bad as hell. You know, my mom was heated off that.
Right.
But even just little tidbits like that, or like the fact that when I was 3, they said I would play the My Way Usher album to the tape pop. Like,
yeah.
So looking back, it's no surprise that I am who I am now, because all of that good music influenced me on the way up. Like, and I could go on and on. There could be a whole segment of like all my influences.
Right.
Even like, bro, like I gotta mention Beg for Mercy, the G Unit album.
Yeah, bro.
Like that probably for me, even to this day, is like my standard in the sense of how big my music has to sound.
Right.
Cause like if you think about even that era with all these East Coast South rappers on Dr. Dre production, shout out High Tech, shout out No ID, like everybody just on that project going crazy. Mr. Porter, like.
And it's crazy because as a kid you don't know all of that, and then you learn it when you get older, and you be like, well, no wonder the music was so good. Because it's like literally geniuses involved, and you start to learn like how long these people really been in the game. And just how much they inspire you. And it'd be cool like when you actually get to meet these people, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be the craziest shit. You know, being out here,
bro.
We caught a crash course, just, you know, fucking being in different rooms, and just, you know, you get put on the spot. You not even just in the mix, and then you end up in the same room with like maybe an idol of yours. And y'all kicking it, and
legit.
You know, so
yeah, and sometimes they're a piece of shit, but most of the time they cool.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Most of the time they cool.
Facts.
What else you got on
keep
that
it
list,
rolling.
man?
We got Angels Cry, the title track.
Oh man,
that I think that might be the real sleeper. Cause
you know what's crazy is that song is like just sound like a big song in terms of like there's really no genre to it, and I think that type of song, it really embodies like the type of music that I like to make. And just like what I like to hear. And I just remember telling you like, bro, like at the end you gotta have them drums go crazy like this. And
shout out to Miles.
Shout out to Miles.
He did.
And I remember, you know, I had my girl in the studio that day. We had a couple other girls there. And those type of records just be fun just to hear. I think we recorded that record the same day we made Mojave Ghost, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And a lot of times the best music is made when you could like talk to the people in the room. And you know, that's how I made the chorus for Mojave Ghost. I was literally like, me and my girl was first starting a date, and I remember like, you know, cuff me up, lock me up. Like I'm telling her like, ain't nothing to be scared of. Like, you know, I'm down to commit to you. And then when Angels Cry, it's just like, bro, that's the title track. I'm like, this how the album need to sound. And you were just able to really capture. I don't know, man. We able to just like, I don't know. We just able to ping pong ideas, bro, and that shit always comes out dope. Like I never really hear nothing and be like, this shit trash. You know what I'm saying? Like we always make dope music, bro, and that's something I'm like really thankful for.
Yeah, it'd be exciting, bro. Every time we link up, we do something fire, bro. So it's like now I'm starting to realize like, okay, we nice to the point where I'm like, it's just a matter of showing up, really.
Literally, that's like 80% of the job. Even when like, you know, we was doing the freestyles when we was rolling the project out, how easy that was to just like get in the room and be like, all right, what we want to talk about on the track, and just go in and do that and release it.
Right.
And how creative we had to get just for this album in general, you know, because we did this shit with no budget, no help.
DIY as fuck.
Just our own ideas, like everything really stemmed from our brains, and it's crazy to see the shit come to fruition.
Right.
Even just to see that cover, shout out to Boss. That cover is crazy.
Boss crazy.
Yeah, dog. I can't wait for this album to come out.
All right, let's get through it. I know time is timing.
Time is timing.
I could speak on 100 Miles.
Oh yeah.
It was like crunch time, and we just felt like you know what it was? Angels Cry was your solo record, so I needed one. And I was, for the longest, I remember like for a minute, I didn't know whether I was gonna get on Angels Cry or not.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, just
put a verse on it.
Just put a verse on it, but I didn't want to touch it. I'm like, yo, this shit's like actually perfect. Like, I don't want to do that. Like no amount of ego make me like be like, nah, I need to be on this record.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. That's your producer. That's the producer in you coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's an untouchable record.
Right. So you already did it justice. So
yeah.
And it even took me a minute to make 100 Miles because I didn't know what my solo record was gonna be. And I remember we going back and forth with like, all right, what is missing? But man, I don't know what spirit I caught when I made that, but it was just like, I just wanted to make something real Clams Casino vibe. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. It feels like that. Like that's another record that I wish I could be on, bro. Like when I heard that, I'm like, this nigga, man. I need to redo my record right now. Nah, but that record is so good, bro. Like, again, it got that nostalgic feel, and it feel like finding your favorite artist on like Dat Piff or you know, one of those blog sites or something where you just hear that joint, and it's one of them. You know, I know I'm not alone in this, but bro, when I used to hear like certain songs when I was younger, when I first discovered like A$AP Rocky or Big Sean or, you know, that era of people, Kid Cudi, I was playing them albums so much, bro. And 100 Miles just sound like a song that I would just like play until, like, if somebody knew I was listening to it that much, they'd be like, you're insane. Like, I would see the plays, like, you know, iTunes used to show how many plays you had on the song. And in the library, and sometimes, bro, I would have songs that was like 2 plays, and then I would have songs that was like 2,000. I'm like, all right, I gotta chill on this song, man.
Yo, I used to get so self-conscious about that. Like, damn, I want to hear this song over and over. Am I bugging? But then after a while, I'm like, nigga, that's what it's for.
Nah,
like,
bugging, bro. I remember the first time I heard J. Cole In the Morning with Drake on it. And this one when it was on like a mixtape.
We really had the same experience.
Bro.
That's so funny, bro.
Dog, I played that song. I had to be in probably like 10th, 11th grade. I played that song so much, bro. Like, it made me just want to, like, I didn't even know it at the time, but it made me want to fall in love with like a girl. Like, every time I was going to school, I'm like, I need to recreate that feeling I get when I listen to that Cole song, bro.
That's how I felt. I know we're not going to make this a Friday Night Lights thing, but
right.
That's how I felt about You Got It with Wale.
You know, and that's another, like, artist that I could say, like, inspired me so much to just, like, get that pen up.
Same.
Like, Wale, you know, I got Ambition tattoo on my arm because of Wale. Like, that album was so great to me. And I went to see Wale perform. I want to say this was probably, like, 2015 or 2014 in Austin. Or somewhere in Texas. I was living in Texas, and he had Earth Gang on tour with him, like, before they was even discovered. But I just remember going to his show and be like, bro, he's such a dope artist, man. And I don't know, you know, he's another artist that I've seen out and I've got to meet, and he's super cool. And you know, that inspiration and those circles just come round and round, bro. But
bro, it's insane. It's crazy to even think, like, a lot of the people we mentioning or bringing up as inspiration, like we've either brushed shoulders with, have actual relationships with, or worked with. Like, And
it's crazy because playing their music so much when you're younger is probably the reason why you meet them when you get older.
It's just manifesting it, bro.
It's just part of just like, that manifestation of just like you putting that joint in your subconscious so much that y'all just happen to align on a random night 10 years later.
10 years later. I remember when we went to the club that one night, and I was like, yo, I'm going to take you to be Cole.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, at first, I don't remember how it was at first. I don't know if you was super sold on going out. I just felt like you was like, okay, maybe not, because it's kind of far-fetched.
I think I was going to go anyway, but I'm just like, you ain't got to force it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had already been around so many people that knew Cole, bro, and I think he's such a chill guy and so personable that everybody is like scared to, yo, this is my homie Frank, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? I really don't try to get like too overzealous about it or whatever. And he is one of my favorite artists, and we from the same town, and you know, we only separated by small degrees, and you one of the only people to be like, nah, I'll take you to meet him. Like, and you didn't even have the best relationship with him. You know what I'm saying?
That's the funniest thing about it. I don't know what made me so confident to be like,
hey,
bro,
nigga,
come on, nigga. Like, I'm gonna have you meet Cole. Like, I don't even have an OD relationship with him. Shout out my brother Aziz, who's like super tight with him. He makes hella records with him. They be around each other a lot. But like, I just knew, like, you know what it was is how I do it, how I gauge things is like, if I had spent a decent amount of time around someone, even if the relationship isn't like OD, like in depth, like I just have the feeling in my mind, like I know I can like get to him, like and I'll be able to make that exchange and it not be weird, because like I done been around Cole plenty of times, like for the London video. We had pulled up on him to play B stuff. And I know
was cool, man.
I've been around everybody, boss, you know, so I just knew, but
and that's crazy that it was in Highlight Room of all places, bro.
Of all places.
You never think to see him in there.
Right.
But yeah, that was cool, bro, and I definitely appreciate that. That was a good moment.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then I mean, what are we forgetting? Mojave Ghost? I mean,
Mojave Ghost, That's Mojave Ghost is that, again, like our inspirations from childhood coming out into, you know, physical form of just that intro on that project just sound like some, I don't know, like some drug dealer New York music, you know what I'm saying?
It's my favorite part of the song.
Bro, it's just great. Like, it's just shit talking in. You did the ad-libs on there, and that shit added that, like, I don't know, it just added what it was supposed to add, you know what I'm saying? And really, bro, we should make a whole tape like that, I ain't gonna lie.
Easy
like,
call.
On that vibe.
Easy call.
You know, we could finish that in a week.
Your girl just she named the song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's crazy about it, too, is I think at the time, I wasn't even hip to Byredo like that or nothing. So when she said it smells like Mojave Ghost in here, put me on game right then and there.
You know what's crazy is I had just put her on, like, on Byredo, because I don't even know who put me on, but a couple years ago, I was just like, I was on a tear where I was like, go to Byredo, I would go to Craig's, and then I would go to Chrome Hearts, and then I would go to Max.
They all right next to each other,
So I was tripping, just spending all my little bread, bro. But I really love how that joint smell, like, for real. And shout out Natalia for doing that voiceover. Like, that shit really sound like classic and epic.
Epic, bro. Set the tone of the project.
Yeah,
OD.
100. That's the first voice you hear when you cut it on.
Yep. Yeah, and that joint, I love how we got a 2-part song off, too.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, we need one joint that
without even trying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And your verse on there, bro, is so, like, that verse is so dope, bro. Like, that flow is so hard. That's another song. Honestly, the whole project, I was just had it on repeat for years.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
And Mojave Ghost is one of those tracks that I was just like, this is dope. And the people agree. You know, we took the poll and we was like, what song y'all want first? And they picked that song, and the feedback has been amazing. So 10 out of 10 track.
10 out of 10 ski.
Middle of the Jungle, is that gonna be on the project? What does that mean? What does that
mean? Nah, it's gonna be on there. I had to pause because I was like, for certain reasons, it got tricky and Mickey.
Yeah.
But it'll be on there. Yeah. And honestly, that song is. Well, I have a feeling like that's a sleeper record. That's another sleeper record to me.
It is.
And that's one of the earlier ones we made. We made that the same night.
In my crib.
We started the project.
Yep.
We really started the project with that.
Yeah, we did.
But damn, like, I love how we just mixed the sample with the real 808 Mafia, like 56 Nights era style drums.
Legit.
You know what I'm saying? that was like super intentional. But I'm like, I like the contrast of
Yeah.
that, you know.
Yep.
So that joint is just super special, and bro, everything on this project knocks. It's like, and we kept it compact,
Yeah.
like crazy,
Concise.
super concise. And I've always believed like concise albums are the best.
100%, bro.
You know, no cut, trim all the fat.
Pusha T Daytona is like one of my favorite projects ever, just because how short it is, and I would just keep that joint on a loop.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I love short projects, man. When Angels Cry is dear to me, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite projects. I haven't released a project in over a year, so this will be just good to get this out, and the way we did it was like perfect, and I think the people gonna love it, man.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be a moment in time, forever. Because we'll always go back and just know exactly what it was like, you know.
Yep.
And I don't know why I'm talking about it like we not in the moment.
Yeah, right. We ain't even out yet.
Right. We ain't even dropped. I'm talking about that's how ahead niggas be, just like
for sure,
thinking about the future all the time.
For sure.
But low key, what I want to do is be more present.
Yeah.
I forgot somebody said like Michael Jordan it wasn't about everything that he accomplished that made him great. It was about him always being in the present.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do. We either dwell in the past or being nostalgic, or we planning for the future.
Yeah, looking to ahead. Yeah, so we gotta enjoy this moment, bro, because it's special.
Thanks.
It's my first collab tape with somebody, so it's cool, man, to work with you. You know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure, bro. It's an honor.
Likewise, bro. You already know what you brought out of me just off the texture of the music. So.
Man, appreciate that, bro. It's perfect album.
Nothing else to say.
Frank Have Mercy.
Lil Rich, my nigga.
We out of here.